Less than 1 month, it will be Texans' chance to weigh in with our primary on March the 1st, and campaigns already have teams on the ground. KXAN's Sally Hernandez spoke with one of Marco Rubio's Texas co-chairs, Round Rock State Representative Larry Gonzales.
It's a three-man race. There's no doubt about that. I think anybody who looks at it objectively understands this comes down to Cruz, Trump, and Rubio at this point. And I think the next couple of primaries are going to further solidify that. So I think that's the biggest takeaway. Number two is you can't argue with the momentum that Senator Rubio had last night.
How does this change the strategy for the Marco Rubio campaign right here in Texas?
We know there are a lot of people who didn't see a path to victory, who are very supportive but didn't quite see the path to victory. After last night, the path is very clear.
What are you saying as far as people who are calling you and saying, why Marco Rubio and not Ted Cruz?
You're right there. The question is why Marco Rubio? And I tell people it's very simple. Number one, I'm a policy guy. I've been in that building, the state capitol, for a long time. I care about the policy. Senator Marco Rubio, even as Speaker of the House in Florida, has a great record of addressing the issues via policy and legislation and leadership and how you rally those troops to actually make a difference in the law. And that's what I appreciate the most about him. At the end of the day, this is about winning in November. And you can't ignore the demographics and the numbers and what they tell us. You have to have that bridge into that community, and Senator Rubio knocked that out of the park last night.
A strong showing in Iowa carries symbolic value, but it is a small part in the race to win the nomination. Candidates must win a majority of delegates around the country to become their party's candidate for president. For example, Iowa is a relatively small state with 30 delegates. Ted Cruz won with 28% support, so he gets 28% of the delegates, 8 in all. Donald Trump and Marco Rubio both trailed Cruz, but not by much, and they each take 7 delegates. That is not much in the bigger picture. The Republican candidate will need to earn more than 1,200 delegates to win the nomination. The Democratic Party is organized differently and has more delegates at stake. A Democratic candidate needs nearly 2,400 delegates to win the nomination. Last night in Iowa, Hillary Clinton earned 22 delegates and Bernie Sanders picked up 21.